Because a lot of people are confused about what does recovery really look like? What does it feel like? When I've worked with spouses, sometimes they've just thought it's just stopping those acting out behaviors. And that's certainly an important piece of it, but it's more than that. And so really getting clear in our minds and hearts about how is this different? How is recovery and healthy living different? And very often I get asked by young adults, well, how do I know if he's getting better? How do I know if we're on the right track, if he's really going to, or she is going to overcome this? And these are attributes that I encourage people to look for and to then be able to compare and contrast them. So in recovery, it's rooted in humility. Someone's not going to be automatically defensive and get upset when this topic is raised. There's a humility, I call it a softening. There's kind of that softening of heart and mind that, hey, I am willing to talk about this. They're emotionally engaged and present versus being withdrawn. They're open to discussing the issue. They're self-caring, which is different from being self-centered or narcissistic. We can see them making efforts to take good care of themselves as part of a recovery plan. They take responsibility for the problem. Hey, this is where I got off track. This is the harm that I've done to myself and to others, and I'm working my hardest to make amends and make those things right. Whereas in a really thick addiction mindset, it's criticism and blame and deflecting and just not wanting to talk about it. Why? Because they're protecting themselves, right? It feels too vulnerable, too shaming, too scary. One is transparent while one is secretive. And transparent not in an inappropriate way, not sharing this with anyone who will listen. No, there are appropriate boundaries, but especially in a couple, that there is transparency and openness around how I'm doing, where am I at? In recovery, we insist and we recognize the value of boundaries, whereas in the thick of an addiction, boundaries are hard to detect. They value people versus using people. They focus on health versus on pleasure and escape. And lastly, they have a plan, specific plan, not just, oh yeah, I want to overcome this. That's not a plan. That's a good desire, good goal, but where it gets really specific. These are steps I'm going to take for my recovery, for taking good care of myself, for protecting myself and my family, if it's a couple, from the dangers of pornography or my acting out. Whereas on the other side, there's just an urge, an uncontrollable urge and drive to act out.